China's $1.4 billion asteroid mission just shook on NASA while global tension remains fixated on the lunar race between SpaceX and NASA's Artemis program. Another competition, quiet but no less strategic, has begun. Who will be the first nation to return samples from a new asteroid? And here's the kicker. China might just outpace the US in a field NASA once owned, not with billion-dollar budgets or veteran technicians, but through minimalist strategy, smart targeting, and near-zero delay execution. In 2025, the China National Space Administration (CNSA) plans to launch Tianwen-2, its first asteroid sample return mission, aiming to beat NASA in bringing back material from a near-Earth object. Meanwhile, despite NASA's triumph with OSIRIS-REx and the Bennu samples in 2023, it has no plans for new asteroid sample returns between 2025 and 2030. The questions arise. Is China pulling ahead in the race to harvest space resources? Could this mark a shift in leadership within a domain long viewed as central to American space success? And if China does become the first to return new asteroid samples, how will it shift the geopolitical contest in space? Join Asterisk Top 10 Discovery's official asterisk to decode this extraterrestrial race, where every gram of asteroid could reshape the global tech balance. On May 28, 2025, China stunned the international scientific community by launching Tianwen-2, the nation's first mission to collect and return asteroid samples to Earth. A Long March 3B rocket lifted off from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center, kicking off a journey spanning over a decade. Tianwen-2's primary target is Asteroid 469,219 Kamo-Oela, also known as 2016 Ho-3, a near-Earth object with an orbit almost synchronized with Earth's, just a few million kilometers away. Kamo-Oela is sometimes called a natural mini-moon, not an artificial satellite, nor a distant asteroid, like Bennu or Ryugu, but a unique body shadowing Earth around the Sun. It's an ideal target for studying primordial materials near Earth and holds high potential for future space resource extraction. The plan: launch at 1731 UTC, May 28, 2025, by July 2026. The spacecraft will reach Kamo-Oela and begin surface surveys. From July 2026 to April 2027, it will conduct sample collection. On November 29, 2027, the sample capsule will detach and return to Earth, landing at 9:15 UTC that day. Tianwen-2 boasts advanced technologies China has never tested before. Its solar electric propulsion system saves fuel and optimizes deep space navigation. The sampling mechanism combines anchor and attach, locking onto the surface for collection, and to Tianwen, brief contact to grab material designed to gather at least 100 grams of surface matter matching NASA's OSIRIS-REx hull. Remarkably, Tianwen-2 won't stop after Kamo-Oela. The spacecraft will continue its long journey to Comet 311P Pan-STARRS. With an expected rendezvous in 2035, this makes it one of the world's rare multi-target interplanetary missions, a clear signal of China's long-term, expanding space ambitions. If all goes as planned, Tianwen-2 will be the first mission globally to return new asteroid samples since NASA's Bennu success in 2023. More critically, with the US and Japan lacking plans for new asteroid sample returns before 2030, China could seize the lead in the next phase, outpacing traditional space powers in both timing and tangible results. This isn't just a technical leap. It's a strategic chess move in the space power game where asteroid samples hold priceless scientific value and potential as future gold mines. When it comes to asteroid sample return missions, the US set the bar and still leads the pack. In September 2023, NASA marked a historic milestone with OSIRIS-REx, returning 250 grams of Bennu samples, the largest extraterrestrial haul ever. This wasn't just a technical win, but a symbol of US dominance in small-body exploration. Yet, instead of building a new spacecraft for the next mission, NASA took a different path, repurposing OSIRIS-REx, upgrading it to OSIRIS-APEX, and redirecting it to a high-potential target asteroid. Apophis grabbed global headlines in the early 2000s when early models suggested a possible Earth collision at about 340 meters wide. It will pass Earth on April 13, 2029, at just 31,600 kilometers closer than many geostationary satellites. This flyby offers a once-in-a-century research opportunity. The plan: OSIRIS-APEX will reach Apophis in June 2029. 2 months after its closest approach, an 80-month study will analyze structural and orbital changes post-Earth's intense gravitational pull. Notably, OSIRIS-APEX won't collect or return samples. Instead, it will use its engines to stir the asteroid's surface, kicking up dust and rocks to probe subsurface structure like a controlled mini-explosion in zero gravity. The goal is to track physical changes, landslides, spin rates, and gravitational interaction data to inform future planetary defense models. Technologically, OSIRIS-APEX inherits OSIRIS-REX's cutting-edge instruments, spectrometers, DARNOs, surface sensors, radar, and close-range cameras. This saves costs, shortens development time, and leverages prior mission expertise. However, a hard truth remains. By not returning new samples, OSIRIS-APEX cedes the lead in the next asteroid sample race. China's Tianwen 2 is charging forward, and if it succeeds by late 2027, it will be the next nation to return asteroid samples after osiris-rex. Of course, the US still leads in tech and experience, but a new rival's rise shows. The asteroid exploration race is entering a multipolar, fiercely competitive phase where dominance isn't guaranteed. Comparing Tianwen 2 and OSIRIS-APEX side by side, the strategic differences are stark, not in tech scale, but in goals and underlying statements. China picked a small near-Earth asteroid 2016H03A as its primary target. Stable and low-risk, it's perfect for a first sample return mission. NASA, meanwhile, targets Apophis, larger asteroid with a history of collision concerns. This highlights China's focus on certainty and feasibility versus the US's pursuit of high stakes. Long-term science? But here's the crux. Only one. Mission return samples. Tianwen 2 is built to collect and deliver at least 100 grams of material to Earth by late 2027. OSIRIS-APEX, conversely, is observation only. With no sample return plans, this difference could prove decisive in how the world judges space technology's superiority between the two nations. One side delivers tangible results, asteroid samples for direct lab analysis. The other provides deep data on dynamics and physical structure, aiding future planetary defense models. Moreover, the two missions reveal divergent long-term paths. After its asteroid task, Tianwen 2 will journey to explore a comet until 2035, expanding ambitions beyond near-Earth asteroids. OSIRIS-APEX, meanwhile, focuses on Earth's gravitational impact on Apophis, studying microscale geological shifts from a geopolitical lens. China is clearly seizing the chance to become the third nation in history after the US and Japan to return asteroid samples beyond scientific achievement. It's a strategic message. Beijing wants the world to know it's entering deep space, not just to learn, but to lead. Barring sudden shifts, by 2027, China will be the first since the US to return new asteroid samples. Position that's not just technical, but carries profound weight for national stature in global space. Prestige. The US-China space race isn't just about who launches first or returns samples sooner. It's a full-spectrum contest for control of near-Earth space, asteroid resources, and distinct international ecosystems. In under a decade, China has undergone a stunning transformation from a space latecomer to one of NASA's most formidable rivals. This rise isn't just about breakneck development, but a holistic strategic vision, building a closed-loop, independent, robust space ecosystem. The Tianwen series is a prime example, a chain of missions, not disjointed but interlinked, like cogs in a long-term plan. Tianwen-1 launched in 2020, successfully landed the Zhuran rover on Mars in 2021, making China the second nation after the US to operate a solar-powered vehicle on the red planet Ta. Technological leap. Tianwen 2. Now en route to asteroid Kamo Oeawa 2016H03, a small Earth object, dubbed a natural mini-moon, aims to collect and return at least 100 grams of samples by late 2027. This could be the next global mission to deliver new asteroid material. Following the US Bennu, 2023, and Japan Rogu, 2020 Tianwen 3. Planned for a 2028 launch, targets Mars sample return. If on schedule, China could outpace the NASA alliance aiming for 2033, intensifying the Mars sample race. Tianwen 4. In design for Jupiter and its moon Ganymede, set for post-2030 launch. No nation has returned samples from this region, and success would mark a trailblazing milestone for far-reaching interplanetary missions. Collectively, the Tianwen missions aren't isolated efforts. They're components of a clear national strategy, forging a space value chain from observation and data. Its collection to research and resource extraction. China is proving it's not just joining the space race, but reshaping how it's organized, executed, and exploited in the 21st century. No one denies NASA remains the global space tech icon. But while the US boasts sophisticated probes, pinpoint landing robots, and sample return expertise, a lesser-known hurdle dims its lead: the Wolf Amendment, enacted in 2011. It bars NASA from using funds for bilateral cooperation with China unless explicitly approved by Congress. In practice, this excludes the US from partnerships involving China-linked entities. Even in global science projects like space observatories, satellite data sharing, or joint probe launches. In a world shifting from US-Russia space duels to multipolar, regional collaboration, this is a clear strategic disadvantage. Meanwhile, China, once isolated in the global space ecosystem, is developing a distinct space ecosystem, combining scientific goals with international cooperation. China isn't just advancing domestic space tech, it's weaving an international network, targeting emerging and developing economies. Over the past 5 years, the China National Space Administration (CNSA) has signed space cooperation agreements with over 45 countries. It's not only in Asia, but also across Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East. Notable examples include Brazil, a long-standing partner, in the CBERS China-Brazil Earth Resources Satellite Program, CBERS-4 actively operational. Pakistan successfully launched the Chinese-built Paxatem M1R Telecom satellite in May 2024 from XICHNG.UAE. Collaborates with China on data from the Changchun satellite for urban, weather, and desertification monitoring. Egypt, Nigeria, Algeria received Chinese remote sensing satellites and support to build domestic space control centers, reducing reliance on US-EU GPS and satellite systems. These moves are forming a new ecosystem, dubbed by experts as the Southern Space Alliance. No longer a strategic option, it's becoming a genuine alternative structure. Independent of NASA, ESA, or Roscosmos, built on tech exchange, infrastructure aid, and depoliticized scientific collaboration. Missions like Tianwen 2 and OSIRIS-APEX share a common thread beyond science. Their initial steps in a chain targeting off-Earth resource extraction, especially from metal-rich asteroids containing platinum, cobalt, or frozen water, per a 2022 Morgan Stanley report. The space mining industry could reach $1 trillion by 2040, the nation leading in accessing, sampling, and mastering asteroid mining. Tech will control this new extraterrestrial resource frontier, while the US and West cling to traditional space systems. China is crafting a parallel space order blending science, resources, and politics. Asteroid sample collection isn't just a tech feat. It's a key to unlocking the solar system's infancy and potentially the gateway to a future economic geopolitical space frontier. Unlike the Moon or Mars, asteroids lack internal geological activity like volcanism, tectonics, or weather erosion. They're natural time capsules. It's virtually unchanged since the solar system's dawn over 4.56 billion years ago. Carbonaceous chondrites, CC-type asteroids, containing up to 20% water and organic compounds, have stunned scientists with their lifelike makeup colon samples from Ryugu, returned by Japan's Hayabusa 2 in 2020. Revealed water-bound and hydrated minerals and over 20 amino acids, including glycine, a protein building block. Bennu samples, delivered by NASA's OSIRIS in September 2023, confirmed calcium luminomer-rich inclusions, CAS. The first crystals condensed from the primordial solar nebula at over 1,500 degrees Celsius. Crucially, these compounds follow prebiotic chemistry principles, suggesting asteroids may have been cosmic couriers delivering life's seeds to early Earth. Tianwen 2's target. Asteroid 469,219, Oela 2016H03 is a near-Earth object, 40 to 100 meters wide. With an orbit nearly synced with Earth's, it's offering unique sampling stability. Some hypothesize it's a lunar fragment ejected by an ancient impact. Lingering as a quasi-natural satellite for millions of years, it could be S-type, silicate-rich, packed with olivine and pyroxene, common in rocky planet crusts, or C-type carbon-rich, holding water, hydrates, and organics like Ryugu or Bennu. Its uncertain composition makes returning samples by 2027 a missing puzzle piece in understanding the solar system's material evolution in astrobiology. Each asteroid sample is a physical genetic code holding clues to water's origins, essential elements, and primordial molecular laws leading to life. No Earth lab can replicate the zero gravity, cosmic radiation, and pristine material formation conditions an asteroid sample offers. Thus, Tianwen 2 isn't just about fetching rocks. It's China's declaration to continue the story of life in the cosmos. Not from books, but from the solar system's raw materials. Beyond ancient samples preserving solar system history, many near-Earth asteroids' needs are seen as free-floating. Mineral vaults, with economic value dwarfing any Earth mine. M-type metallic asteroids, in particular, hold rare metals that could reshape global finance and tech if mined. Platinum PT, according to estimates from Planetary Resources and NASA reports. A 500-meter metallic asteroid could contain 175 times the Earth's annual platinum production, with market prices for platinum ranging from $1,000 $1,200 per ounce. The total value of such an asteroid could reach tens of trillions of USD. Iridium, palladium, rhodium, rarer and pricier than gold. These are critical for hydrogen fuel cells, high-performance electronics, and jam-resistant military guidance systems. Cobalt. Vital for lithium-ion batteries, powering EVs, smartphones, and energy storage. Controlling their supply chains is key to the global renewable energy value chain. Frozen water or hydrated minerals, beyond sustaining life in off-world bases. Water can be split into hydrogen and oxygen for spacecraft fuel, turning asteroids into interstellar gas stations, a strategic leap for long-term space colonization, per NASA. Space Resource Studies, for example, Deep Space Industries, MIT. A 1kmm type asteroid could hold over $20 trillion in value, 20 times Japan's GDP, or nearly matching Europe's annual economic output. Identifying, tracking, and accessing high-value asteroids isn't just economically massive, it's a strategic trump card in controlling near-Earth space, the nation mastering asteroid mining, tech autonomous robots, precision orbit navigation, or on-site resource extraction will hold a colossal edge in the 21st century tech economic race, and China, with Tianwen 2, is laying the first bricks for that ambition. Beneath the scientific veneer of space missions lies a quiet strategic contest, where asteroids aren't just data troves, but critical resource mines and geopolitical power symbols off Earth, in military, in national security circles. Securing a high-value asteroid isn't just about economics. It's about controlling global supply chains for irreplaceable materials. Platinum. Cobalt, iridium essential for defense tech, energy storage, and ultra-precise guidance sensors, precision access, remote robotics. And stable orbit operations don't just signal scientific prowess, but carry clear tactical weight. The nation mastering these could deploy mining stations, defensive robots, or even orbital weaponry. Moreover, low Earth orbit LEO, spanning 162,000 kilometers, is emerging as a new soft battlefield. Remote sensing satellites, asteroid probes, and future resource extraction platforms operate in LEO where civilian assets can double as nodes in real-time surveillance, intervention, or target neutralization networks. A Brookings Institute expert warned, controlling asteroids in the future could equate to controlling sea lanes in the 20th century. This is no longer about launches alone, it's about strategic leadership in the resource tech data frontier of outer space. As US-China tech tensions escalate from semiconductors to AI, 3 nanometers chips to EV battery space, especially near Earth, asteroids, is fast becoming the next strategic frontier. A realm where power lies not in nuclear warheads, but in deploying infrastructure, securing assets, and harvesting data from an entirely new dimension. The asteroid sample race isn't just a tech showcase, it's a clear marker of a shifting order in space conquest. The US still leads in experience, reliability, and research depth from missions like OSIRIS-REx to decades of space tech. But China is showing stunning speed and resolve. Tianwen made position. China as the next nation to return new asteroid samples, marking a rare moment in this domain since NASA and JAXA's recent achievements. If Tianwen-2 returns successfully by late 2027, China will cement its role as the next sample return pioneer post-OSIRIS-REx. And if Tianwen-3 beats NASA to Mars samples, the 2030 space race might have a new leader. What about you? Do you think China will succeed in returning asteroid samples? Is the US's choice to skip samples with OSIRIS-APEX a strategic misstep? If asteroid mining becomes real, who will dominate the off-world resource economy? Don't forget to like and subscribe to catch more geopolitical deep dives, bold science megaprojects, and big questions shaping humanity's future. Top 10 Discoveries Official will return with more jaw-dropping breakthroughs, thrilling space races, and untold stories of ambitions shaping the cosmos. Goodbye, and see you soon.